Hi, everyone. I'm Rena Nine, and thank you for joining us. A man shot himself outside of the north fence of the White House. The Secret Service is treating this as a suicide attempt. No one else was harmed during the shooting. And as of now, the man's identity has not been released. The White House was placed on lockdown as a precaution. The president is not there. He's at his Mar-a-Lago resort in Florida. Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said the president has been made aware of the incident. Police are now starting to reopen the area. CBS News security analyst and former assistant director of the FBI, Ron Hosko, is on the phone. Ron, this appears to be a suicide attempt, but given the fact it's so close to the White House, what can you tell us about how law enforcement will handle this?
Rena, first, the Secret Service will be looking within their own databases to see what they might already have as far as their prior contacts with this person, to see if there were prior mailings to the White House, calls to the White House, visits. Did this person have some sort of ideation that involved an attempt on the president or other family members or staff? They're certainly going to be looking at the video from the area to see which way he came from, see if they can take him back to a vehicle and make sure any vehicle might be rendered safe, or certainly examined to see if there is something dangerous in the vehicle. And then working back to his residence to find out if is this strictly a depressed person who wanted to commit suicide, or was there something more to it? And, of course, cross-checking with other law enforcement, the FBI and others, to see, did anybody else know about him? Did anybody else have him, as they say, on the radar?
Ron, when there's a situation like this, some sort of a security threat this close to the White House, how do the other law enforcement agencies respond and work with the Secret Service?
Well, the Secret Service has primacy in that space. And, the reality is, even though there's a fence line that's closely monitored and guarded, you can get pretty darn close to the White House with a weapon. You can come across 17th Street or on the other side, 15th Street, and probably get your picture taken right in front of the White House with a weapon. So the security is certainly fairly rigid. It's pretty obvious in most cases. But here the Secret Service has the lead. And then if other information comes up that impacts the other agencies, might be U.S. Park Police, the FBI, other intelligence agencies who might have had something about this person in their holdings, of course, they're going to want to share that very quickly with the service and let them fulfill their lead agency role, as they are certainly doing here.
But I remember a time when that Pennsylvania Avenue street was actually open to traffic.
Well, now, as you know, you can walk down that street, but it is blocked at both ends, at 17th and at 15th. And there are Secret Service folks working within that perimeter. So it does allow you to get pretty close to the White House, to take pictures out in front. Of course, Lafayette Park is just across the street. There are homeless folks that routinely camp in that park, set up shop in that park, protests occur in that park. So you get very close to the White House. And, of course, the big concern is that there is something more to this, that there is a bigger threat, that this might have been a diversion. It sounds as though that's been very quickly ruled out. And it looks like it's limited to one person perhaps attempting to take their life. But that always has to be on the Secret Service's mind. Is this somehow a diversion? Is this the start of something bigger?
Ron Hosko helping us cover a story of a man who has shot himself outside of the White House. Ron, thank you for joining us.
Good to talk to you.
America's East Coast